Hello everyone, and welcome back to another day in my life. I didn't think I'd be doing another one of these so soon, but you guys really seem to like the first one, and I just have some fun things I want to do today, you know? Some fun fall things that I want to do and talk about and show you. We're gonna do some decorating, we'll talk about books, what I'm reading, annotating. I got some new annotating supplies. I need to dye my hair, and I also need to go get a rotisserie chicken, but we're just gonna have a chill, cozy, fun fall day. First thing I want to do though is go to the park so I can do my little walk. I also want to go get coffee and sit down and read for a little bit because the book that I am reading right now, I think it's changing my life. Like, we are in the middle of a life-changing event for me, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. So, let's go. Every time I have to walk past these geese, I'm afraid they're gonna attack me. Hey guys! Don't mind me. Thanks guys. Oh my god, they're literally everywhere. Look at that one. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I had some coffee. We took a nice little morning stroll, and our first official order of business today is dyeing my hair because I'm a fake bitch. No, this is not my natural hair color. Yes, I do it myself. And yes, I do it with an $8 box dye from the drugstore. You might think my hair looks really dark right now, but anyone who dyes their hair black knows the difference between a fresh black and a faded black. Like right now, this is not black to me. And I honestly don't know if you'll be able to tell the difference, but in person, I think it's so obvious. So let's go to the bathroom. Welcome to my bathroom. This is the dye that I use. I have been dyeing my hair like a dark blue black for a while now, and I always use this brand, any of the dark blue black colors. This one is actually straight up indigo, but I've been using this dye for years now and my hair is still really healthy. Could I potentially end up bald in 20 years? Maybe, but that's too far in the future for me to think about right now. First, we need to change into our designated hair dyeing shirt. Perfect. We also have our designated hair dyeing towel, which I put over the counter, but still end up getting hair dye all over the bathroom somehow. So I also do this in the most bootleg way possible, so please nobody come for my technique. You'll see. This is what I mean. literally makes the biggest difference in the world to me. Like this is black. What I had before, that was not black. It's literally like hair color dysmorphia, like body dysmorphia. Got that too, but with hair. Like I just do not feel as pretty when my hair's not this dark. Also, if you were curious, my natural hair color is like a medium dark brown. I don't know why I'm just now saying that, but it's not this. I'm also in the middle of growing my hair out right now, so that's kind of why it's at like this awkward length that I really don't know what to do with. So most of the time, I'm just gonna put it up in a clip. Now that I have that done, now that I have that out of the way, we can finally get to decorating my room for fall. I already have mostly everything I need. I've been stockpiling all of the things I've gotten so far so I could show you all at the same time. Except right now, I think I need to run to Target really quick because I want just like a bag of little pumpkins, real pumpkins to just scatter around my room. Like tiny ones. So I think I'm gonna go to Target to see if I can find that. And then when I come back, I'll show you everything that I've amassed and we'll decorate. So I ended up getting everything except for what I originally went to Target for, which that's just the curse of Target. Every single girl understands. I think it's a universal experience. I also went at the absolute wrong time because they had everything. The dollar section was stocked. They had all of the fall decorations. They had their huge Halloween section. Like everything was there. So I did what I had to do and I had a grand old time. So here's my little Target haul. First, I ended up getting this little shirt. It was $12 from their little like Wild Fable collection. They had a bunch of different colors, but this one just spoke to me. This one just said fall. I got these two little glass pumpkin things. There's a hole in the bottom. I don't know why there's a hole. I think they're just decorative. But these were literally $1 each, like I said, out of the dollar section, so I can put these wherever. I got this cutie little trinket dish, which you'll see I have another one. This is actually a little plate. You're supposed to eat off of this, but we're just gonna set it out and we're gonna put little trinkets on it. This was also only $3, so. I also got this cutie little mini aquaphor because it is my mission, it is my goal in life to collect every single form that aquaphor comes in, and it is just my favorite thing ever. I have it on my lips all of the time. I cannot sleep if I don't have my lips slathered in aquaphor. Oh my god, this is so cute. A mini pot of aquaphor. If I see a new form of aquaphor in the store, I'm going to get it. This one has been my favorite lately. This is the one I keep by my bed. It has like this like weird applicator type thing. I don't know. I also got this big huge claw clip. My hair is really thick and I needed a brown one. I have gray, I have black and white. Didn't have a brown. So I also got this throw blanket. It was one of their like $10 blankets. I love those blankets. I probably have like 17 of them. But this little like beige black and white one, I just thought this oh my god, it's not black. Beige and white checkered blanket would be really cute to put on my bed. Oh yes, love. The last thing I got for myself at Target, I got a book cart. I was not intending to get this at all, but it was $20. I used to have the other book cart, like the OG book cart that everyone has, but I had it, bless you, but I had it in college and we used it in our bathroom and are you done? I had it in college and we used it in our bathroom and I didn't want to get the same one again. So I found this one. So we're gonna have to build this today and we're gonna decorate it. We're gonna put books in it and we'll see how it works out. Also for decorations, I have this pumpkin pillow. My mom actually originally got this for the house. She had it at the top of our stairs, but then our dogs thought it was for them. They kept playing with it and trying to move it. So I put it in my room and I told her it will be protected on my bed. So we're gonna put this little pillow up, which is perfect because I was in Walgreens last week and they had a bunch of cute little decorations. A mini, a baby, another tiny baby pumpkin, another trinket dish. This one is in the shape of a ghost, as you can see. And I love little trinkets, so I don't think I could ever have enough trinket dishes for my little trinkets. I found this little guy. I originally wanted these other ghosts that looked exactly like this from Crate & Barrel, and this was half the price. Also, I think it lights up, but oh, look at that. Literally so cute from Walgreens, and this was all like super cheap. Let me tell you, I will ride for a drugstore. Walgreens, CVS, like Walmart, I thrive at those places. I also got new candlesticks from Amazon. These are the same exact ones that I showed you in my room makeover video. Those little, can you see that? Little pink ones. These are the same exact ones, but in black. So it is in fact the next day. I ended up getting super sidetracked yesterday evening, last night, and I didn't end up doing the things that I wanted to do. So we're just gonna pick up right where we left off. We're gonna carry on with our evening and we are just gonna have a super fun, cozy fall night. I did also end up securing some tiny pumpkins. This was what I meant to get from Target and I didn't get it, so. Anyways, now that my room is all cozy and all decorated for fall, we can just chill and read and talk about books. Now you may have been wondering, Allie, what is this book you've been reading this entire time? Or maybe not, but I'm gonna tell ya, I have been reading Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. This is genuinely one of the most amazing books I've ever read. I really don't even know if I have the words at this point to talk about this book, which all of that is just so crazy because I was just going on about how I think I've been in a slump, and I think part of that reason has been because I have had such a good streak of reading lately. Like, I've had so many almost 5 and 5-star books, and it's like that streak was gonna have to end at some point. But I knew I was gonna end up rating this 5 stars probably 60% of the way through. But this is basically just the story of this little girl's childhood. Her name is Betty. Obviously, she grows up in the 50s, 60s, and then into the 70s. She's biracial. Her father is Cherokee, her mother's white. It's literally just about her coming of age in Southern Ohio. It's about her father, it's about her mother, it's about all of her siblings, all of the things that she faces outside of her family as well as inside of her family. This is an incredibly hard book to read. If you are going to read this book, check the trigger warnings. There's serious racism, sexism, honestly, all of the isms that you can think of. It is very, very trauma heavy. There's generational trauma, religious trauma, there's mental illness, abuse, but it's also about girlhood and growing up and coming into womanhood, motherhood, aging. It is like so many amazing but also very tragic things. I think the writing is some of the best I've ever read. It is genuinely so beautiful. I have had so many like physical out loud reactions as I've been reading this. You know, most of the time I'm reading, we're reacting in our head. You know, we're not having outward expressions. With this, there have been so many moments where I read a quote or a part of the story where I literally just like closed the book and put it down and did that just for a couple seconds. But I have about 50-ish pages left of this, so I think I'm just going to sit here, read this for now, probably finish it, and then I'll be back to wrap it all up. 5 stars. Easily, solidly 5 stars. Could potentially be more than 5 stars. I finished this like 20 minutes ago. I allowed myself a moment to sit with my thoughts and try to process everything. Not a lot of processing happened. I still don't know if I have the words to appropriately explain what this book did for me. It just feels so deeply beautiful. The only way I can think to like describe it right now is the same way that I've seen a lot of other people describing it, and they are comparing this to A Little Life. Just because of how sad and how traumatic it is, like it is at that level. And I liked this more than A Little Life. A lot of people critique A Little Life for having like no value. They argue that it's, you know, trauma just for the sake of trauma. Like, we don't learn anything, there's really no character development, A, B, C, and D, whatever. I'm not saying those are my thoughts, but that is a very popular critique I've seen of that book. You can't say the same for this book because the character of Betty, our main character, is literally based off of Tiffany McDaniel's own mother. Like, this whole story is inspired by her mother's childhood and how her mother grew up. As Lexi, aka Newly Nova, said, this is my little life. I think that this has some of my favorite pieces of writing I've ever read. So many parts of this book made me want to put it down and let out a very feral scream. Like, I want scream. So many times I wanted to scream. I'm just so glad that I actually decided to read this because I've seen it before. I saw this on Instagram a lot just because the cover's so pretty, so I would see it in a lot of Instagram pictures. And I initially had no interest in reading it. I tend to make these decisions about books knowing very little about them. And I need to stop doing that because a book that I initially had no interest in ended up being 5 stars for me. I'm still processing this. I'm not being the most articulate at this moment, but I promise you this will not be the last time you hear me talk about this book. But you can tell how much I liked this book because it looks like this. I have something marked on almost every other page. Now, I don't necessarily think I'm a huge annotator. Sometimes I will just underline quotes and tab them if, you know, I like the writing. But every once in a while, I will feel compelled to do something like this. I will underline quotes. I will mark entire passages of the book, like multiple paragraphs at a time. I'll leave like my own little notes. I will literally like write down songs and mark songs in parts of the book that remind me of that specific song. I guess we're getting into how I annotate now. I don't really love writing directly in books. Underlining is fine, but writing actual words, I don't really like to do that because I write with a pen. So if I mess up or if I just like don't like the way that my handwriting looks, it's stuck there. So what I will do, I take these little mini post-its. I have other colors too, but this was the one that I was using for this book. I will write whatever on these and then I will like rip the edge. Just so like it looks a little bit different. Like I just like the way that it looks when it sticks out of the book. On those, I'll just write down like thoughts, little notes, like I said, songs, if I connect a song to the writing. Literally the first page, the bottom line is something about a family tree. So you know what I did? I said, Family Tree by Ethel Kane. If I'm like really, really, really into a book and I'm really connecting to it, I will do something more like this. The only series that I have like heavily annotated, well, in the process of, is ACOTAR, and that's where I was like tabbing things and like the different tabs were meaning different things, like foreshadowing, character descriptions, history. Like I've only ever done that with ACOTAR. With this, the tabs are just random, like they don't really mean anything. And then these are the tabs that I used. This is the one that I used for this book because yes, I am that person that likes to match the tabs to the book cover. But these are the tabs that I use. I get them from Amazon. There's literally so many and so many different colors for like $10. Now I love the amount of colors that it comes in because like I said, I like my tabs to match. This is my little annotating pouch. This is where I keep most of my supplies. Like here, more of these mini post-it notes, more colors of tabs. I have some other post-it notes if I have like more thoughts. And this is, I do have these like midliner highlighter marker things, except I don't know. I don't really use them because I don't know. Sometimes I just don't like the way they like bleed into the page. Also, whenever I post pictures of like my underlined quotes, I always get so many comments about how straight my lines are. And that's because I use the edge of this to just like trace underneath the lines. I always get so many comments about that. So that's how I do that, because I would not be able to get those lines that straight if I didn't do that. This is what a page looks like when I like want to mark the entire paragraph or like part of the book rather than just a couple of lines. I just do like a straight line down the side, tabs, this, just like that. It's like I said, I just like to like have different colors, have different things sticking out because I think it looks cute. Oh, and then for pens, I like this specific pen. This is the only pen I will use to underline or write in books. It is the Pilot G2.5, but it's this pen. This is the only pen I like to use. I just got a whole new pack of them, except I think these are 0.7. So I don't know if that'll make that much of a difference because I do like a more precise pen. Oh, these look different. I don't know if I can tell the difference or not, but these are the pens that I like. I also, when I got pens, I got some new post-its. I found these ones that are super cute. They're like metallic tabs, and I had to get them because I finally got Fourth Wing. I finally bought Fourth Wing, and look at how perfect that is. This little gold tab with this gold metallic cover, I think yes. So that's why I had to get those. I also got transparent ones, except I don't know if I'm gonna like these that much because I have a feeling that they're gonna be like smooth and the pen's gonna smear on them. Oh, that feels weird. But yeah, they're just transparent. I don't know. I'm also left-handed, so I do tend to smear pen when I'm writing across a lot, so I'll have to see how these work for me. But that was all my annotation supplies that I wanted to show you. I guess that was a little introduction to how I annotate. Like I said, I'm not a huge annotator where I'm going through the book and I'm annotating specific things. I'm really only marking pieces of writing that I like, or parts of the book that I like, parts of the book that I want to remember. But now I have to decide what I want to read next, and that is why I've rolled this over here. I love the way that this turned out. I think it turned out so cute. I'm just so excited to decorate this for the different seasons and just put different books on it. Right now it does pretty much have my fall TBR on it, and it can hold like way more books than this. Like, you could easily fit 2 rows of books here. This is just all that I have on it right now. I'm not gonna start Fourth Wing yet because I do want to have that in a video where I'm like reading it in a video and I'm talking about it and sharing my thoughts. Also, my mom started it because my mom is also a huge reader, and so far Jen is really liking it. So I think I'm gonna start Slewfoot. I think I want to start Slewfoot because I am feeling that more like spooky witchy vibe, because crazily somehow September's almost over and we're in October almost. So I think I want to start this. I talked about it a little bit in my fall TBR video. This takes place in like colonial New England, so like the settlers, the Pilgrims, the Puritans. And it is about this woman who's like exiled from the group, and she makes friends with the demon and like turns into a witch. So I think this will be fun and spooky. So I think I'm just gonna chill for a little bit, probably start reading this. And I also think I want to make some cookies later. I don't think you can have a cozy fall night without making yourself a sweet treat. I must end every single day with a sweet treat. So we'll probably make some cookies or something, and we will just continue on with our cozy fall night.